The reason I find this story fascinating is that it describes the state of American culture right now. A CEO from a health insurance company was gunned down on the street. And from all looks, it appears as if it was a professional hit. The assassin, I can't show it on YouTube, but he just walks up to the person, shoots them. There are some bystanders, they're running away. He's not interested in bystanders whatsoever. He's just having a gun with the suppressor, and he continues firing on the CEO until they're dead. And so the police puts on an APB on the guy, and they're offering a $50,000 reward to whomever manages to find out who the person is. And a McDonald's employee calls the cops and says, okay, I think I got your guy. And the guy is named by the name of Luigi. He's taken into custody. And now there are two interesting things that are happening. First off, the person that actually did the call may have difficulty in getting the reward. But on top of that, there are many left-leaning people that are doxing, threatening, and trying to do harm to the McDonald's worker. And so, like, there's a lot of things to unpack here. First of all, the reason that this particular case has sympathies for the killer, which is something that happens rarely, is due to the nature of the CEO. Like, first of all, it's also the nature of the culture where health insurance providers have a negative stigma because every single time they deny insurance, someone actually suffers. So there is this cultural stigma against CEOs that are from the health insurance companies. And so in this particular case, it seems that the company was denying around 40% of the claims, give or take, while the national average for denying is somewhere around 15. And so there are companies that deny far less and they still make billions of dollars. So when you add that into context, you can probably see why this particular CEO was targeted. But even so, like, even if you can say that a person deserved it, going after the individuals that called the cops regarding to a shooting is beyond moronic, because they had no idea at the time, and they still don't know now, whether this shooting was ideologically motivated or not. I mean, the person could be a hired assassin. So, like, even if by some justification in your head you're making sense of why this happened, what about his other victims? What about the potential future victims? Why would you want to share your neighborhood with someone that's a cold-blooded killer? So, no, like, the law does have to stay, to come in. And by the way, you know, in the American justice system, there is this thing called jury nullification. So, like, if someone actually does a crime that everyone agrees that, no, it shouldn't be considered a crime, like, even though he did it, we actually understand why, the jury can still find the person not guilty. So, like, the wheels of justice can still turn in a moral way. Like, you need a society that does have morality in order to function properly. The idea of going after a lady that snitches, like, snitching doesn't mean that you can't call the cops. Like, as a civilian, you're actually supposed to call the cops. The snitching applies. It's like if several people commit a crime together, why is one of the criminals ratting the other when they themselves, like, organize together, right? Like, that is like the idea of snitching that is looked down upon. It's like, okay, well, we were all on this together. We all committed the crime together, yet you decided to snitch. That's the problem. It's not like some random person calling the cops over a criminal. The other thing is, I generally don't know if the guy is a criminal or not. I mean, there have been copycat individuals, that there have been cases when the journalists were looking for either the Zodiac killer or other high-profile targets, and you actually had individuals that decided to turn themselves in, saying that they committed it, but upon further investigation, it turned out that they were lying. And so, until the investigation is over, just because, like, you have a guy that confessed, and he looks kind of similar to the guy that did it, he's not guilty. Like, he is still innocent until proven guilty. There are a lot of reasons why some people could do this. Like, maybe he genuinely wants to troll the cops, so he writes a manifesto and then dresses himself up like the killer, goes to a McDonald's, and the people at the McDonald's call the cops, and now the cops are on a wild goose chase while the actual guy is getting away. There are individuals that are willing to do this. When I looked at his facial features, there are certain discrepancies, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. Like, we should allow the investigation to run its course. We should allow for the authorities to actually look into the matter, because so far, all we gotta go is with the fact that the guy claims he did it. But the person that actually did it had a mask, was fully covered, and so this guy, to me, doesn't really make sense. Like, he's already a rich person, he's a valedictorian, like, why would he do something like this? And so, if they find the gun, if they find the weapon, if they find all of that, and they tie it to him, then yeah, okay, he did it. But until then, like, why are people assuming that they already know who the guy is? Like, the verdict hasn't been passed yet. And so, if the verdict hasn't been passed, we still don't know why the CEO has been shot. It could actually be for, leftist reasons that, well, he's a CEO, big company, blah, 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 and people who lost their loved ones due to being denied health insurance, they probably hired an assassin. Like, that is one possibility. But it could be so many others. I mean, the guy was set to testify. Maybe he had something that other competitors didn't want him to say, or maybe someone associated with him didn't want him to talk. Like, there's so many reasons. To pretend that the investigation is over and to not even look at any of the other possibilities is ridiculous, in my opinion. Like, allow the investigators to do their job. Just because someone comes up and confesses of a crime, it wouldn't be the first time in history where someone tries to take the blame for others, or tries to be a cheeky little shit and try to humiliate the authorities, or make a statement, or become famous. Like, now he is famous. Imagine a situation where they can definitely say, yeah, he's not the guy. Led us on a wild goose chase. Imagine the clout he's going to have. Now, again, I'm not saying he is or isn't. I generally don't know. What I am saying is that until I hear the judge and jury has found the defendant guilty, I'm not buying it. I'm treating him innocent until proven guilty. Not for his benefit, but also to remain skeptical and to find out what actually happened. And so, if we go by this logic, simply attacking the lady who called the cops on what appears to be a hitman or an assassin, no, she didn't do anything wrong. Even if in the case where we could say, yeah, the assassin shot Hitler and prevented World War III, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you need to look at the fact that there is an assassin. What about the other people he killed? What about the people that he will kill in the future? Right? Like, that is the question you have to ask. And it's like, is this something that you want in a society? Like, how many assassins are you comfortable with? Can they actually open a private company where, to what level are we taking this? Because apparently, the morality now is that this is okay. So, okay, if you think it's okay, then legalize it. Make them pay taxes and shit. God, why do I even need to make videos explaining the very basics on how to run a society? Beyond fucking me. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.